Well, good morning. Happy Thursday. One Virginia dude here again. Well, I'm driving on my way from Charlottesville over to Richmond. It's a beautiful fall Thursday. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than this. It's cool enough. You don't need to run the air conditioner or anything, but it's warm enough that you don't need a jacket. There's a slight breeze, so everything's good in that regard. But I just wanted to spout off a couple little musings this morning. I know that there's a lot of energy focused on the elections in Virginia. Virginia and New Jersey are the only two states that hold gubernatorial elections in the off year after a president is elected. Here in Virginia, we have Republican Winsome Sears, who's currently the lieutenant governor, running against Abigail Spanberger, who is a former member of Congress and a former CIA operative. And it's been kind of a contentious race. They had a debate last week. It was kind of rough to watch. Abigail Spanberger kept facing forward, would not answer a question at all, whereas Winsome Sears just constantly kept interrupting Abigail Spanberger. So it was not, they didn't put their best face forward. And the moderators weren't really that great either. They favored Spanberger a little bit on the time. You know, they tended to cut her off if she went too long, but they didn't really do much to get Abigail Spanberger to answer any questions. But nevertheless, I think John Stossel or what's his name, Joe Rogan would have been much better at asking questions. They didn't ask any questions about the Second Amendment. They didn't ask any questions about protecting Virginia's right to work law. They didn't really even ask any questions pertaining to scrapping the state liquor monopoly, which is ridiculous in Virginia. You have to buy your alcohol from, well, distilled spirits, whiskey, rum, vodka, things like that, from the state. The private sector should handle that. It shouldn't even be a function of the government. But too many people have their hands in the till. Another thing going on was the peace agreement between the Hamas and Israel. I don't expect it to last very long. And from what I understand, some of the Hamas people are going in and killing their brother Palestinian Arabs who they believe are collaborators. Now, tonight, there's a debate in Richmond, the Attorney General candidates, which one of them is Jay Jones, the one who had the hateful tweets from a couple years back. I guess it was about 3 or 4 years ago, where he said that he would wish Todd Gilbert, he could put 2 bullets in Todd Gilbert's head. He used to be the Republican state House Speaker in the state state assembly. And he said that his children should die in their mother's arms. Something about trying to get his views to change on gun violence. Totally ridiculous. But Jay Jones has not dropped out of the race. He's debating Jason Miyares tonight, who's the current Attorney General. So that'll be interesting. It's being held at the University of Richmond, and there is a live stream available for it. So you can stream it live. I'm hoping that I can join it midstream, because I might be doing something, and then catch up to it on YouTube. We've got the government shutdown going on, or I should say partial government shutdown. And my wife is a federal employee, so it hits home with us. She's been off for 2 weeks now. She did go into the office I think she went to the office twice just to get something done on her computer and to clear out some work that was already in the system. So basically for her, it's going to be a paid vacation. But when they go back, there's going to be a whole lot of extra work that needs done. So I don't really know that there's a winner in any of this. Ironically, there was something on the news. There was a TSA agent in Georgia and he was all angry because he wasn't going to get paid, and he had misplaced his anger at Donald Trump about it. But both of his senators, John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock, had both voted to shut the government down. So, we have a lot of ignorant people. Their anger is misplaced. I have no great love for Mike Johnson or the Republicans in Congress, but they do have a majority in the House and in the Senate. But the House has already voted, but the Senate, to clear the logjam, it's up to Chuck Schumer. He's the minority leader. He's probably the most powerful man in the Senate right now. He could fix this with a phone call, because, see, they need 60 votes instead of just 50. Well, more than 51, I should say. You can't just have a simple majority. You have to have 60 votes to eliminate the filibuster. I think they call it cloture. But nevertheless, Chuck Schumer probably doesn't like this shutdown. I bet he really wants to get things going back to normal. Chuck Schumer is a weird character. He's not in any danger in any way of being defeated by a Republican. He lives in New York. In a general election, no Republican could come close to him. But he fears that he's going to get primaried out. He won't come out and say it, but AOC is from the New York City area, and so is Hakeem Jeffries, the House Minority Leader, and so is Zoran Mandami, the communist who's running for mayor of New York City. They're all from New York City, and any one of them could potentially primary Chuck Schumer in a Democrat primary, and they would have a pretty good chance of defeating him, and he knows that. So he has to be in support of extending free health care for illegal aliens and other non-citizens in the country. Now, people say, oh, well, illegal aliens don't get federal benefits. Oh, the heck they don't. They do. It's just they get Medicaid. They get treated at the state level, and then the state gets reimbursed by the federal government. It's a weird, sick, and twisted form of money laundering. And the Democrats have chose this as their hill to die on. Are they going to be victorious? I don't know. Is this shutdown going to go on for another couple weeks? It could. But even if Chuck Schumer today makes that phone call and they get the CR passed, it's only going to kick things down until the week of Thanksgiving, and then we'll be all back into it again. So I don't know what's going to happen. I can't predict, but I think that he's got his heels dug in, and he's got to act like he's down with it, because the far left of the Democrat Party, the base is shifted to the left. Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and a couple of these other old war horses are dinosaurs from the Democrat Party, and they're past their shelf life, and so he doesn't want to be primaried by somebody more to his left. So he's got to appease them a little bit. I find it interesting that he has not yet endorsed Zoran Mandami for mayor, although Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, AOC and Bernie Sanders have both endorsed him, and I suspect Elizabeth Warren has too, but I don't know about that. Laya Watha, she's a neo-Marxist authoritarian in her heart, and she probably aligns on a lot of issues with Mandami. But I'll tell you what, I've seen him in interviews. He can talk a lot without saying anything. He can circumvent his way around a question. He can dance like Fred Astaire around any issue. You got to give it to the guy. He's polished. He's slick. He knows exactly what he's doing. And some people are trying to say he's stupid. No, he's not. His voters might be, but he's not. So we definitely live in some interesting times. Anyway, I went on long enough. I wish everybody a safe and happy Thursday. And if you live in Virginia, just enjoy the heck out of this weather, because it's not going to last.